Urban Decay Full Spectrum Palette, thorough swatches with the synthetic brush, with primer and without. Hi! Welcome, don't be shy, come in, take your coat and shoes off, sit down, relax, make yourself comfortable, and I'll get some cakes and biscuits and stuff on the go for us all to enjoy. Everyone's welcome in my house, and I mean everyone. Thanks for dropping by. I just want to make a video showing the eyeshadows from the Urban Decay Full Spectrum Palette with different types of swatches, with and without primer, etc. Now you only need to do a YouTube search for Urban Decay Full Spectrum Palette swatches for tons of swatch videos to come up, but after watching them all I suddenly noticed that nobody's doing any swatches using a synthetic brush and swatches with primer and without primer. So at the time of posting this will be a first. I'll also get round to doing normal finger swatches too, as I know it's a lot of money to spend, then find the palette doesn't work for you, or you don't get the payoff you thought. Okay, let's get stuck right in with a quick price breakdown for you all. The price of this, I got it from feelunique.com, and the price of it was 43 Great British Pounds, which at a quick check of today's exchange rates translates to $56 in America, or Canadian dollars it's $73, and Australian dollars it's $75 US and 16 cents. And lastly, in euros it works out as roughly, actually it's bang on 51 euros. So that breaks down to, it was 21 shades, so it's £2.04 per shadow in English money. It's $2.66 in American. It's $3.47 Canadian per eyeshadow, or $3.56 Australian per eyeshadow. When you break it down like this, I think it's more than reasonable, especially the quality you're getting for your dosh. For me, it's a no-brainer, as you'd pay a few quid for a cheap drugstore or chemist eyeshadow, so to end up with an Urban Decay for the same price, that'll ding-dang-do for me. Another thing, this is the most eyeshadow shades that Urban Decay's put in any of their palettes. When you compare it to the Moondust Urban Decay palette, you're paying £38, that's like $49. For 8 small eyeshadows, that's all you get in it, is 8. So I do believe that this is better value for money, and I'm all about value for money, me. I'm gonna get these swatched, but just quickly I want to read the back of the box it came in. It says, Urban Decay Full Spectrum. When colour is your drug of choice, you know where to get the good stuff. This limited edition palette contains an insane spectrum of 21 shades of our iconic eyeshadow, from bold brights to matte white. We arrange the shadows in a rainbow of ombre trios, pinks, oranges, yellows, greens, blues, purples, and even a wildcard row that goes from white to black. Create monochromatic looks by working within the colour coordinated trios, or experiment with multiple shade groups at once. With 18 new shades, 3 exclusives from past palettes, and a wide range of finishes, you'll never run out of options. And I actually sat and looked at this palette visually, just thinking of all the different possible looks you could create, and there's so many. If you're interested to know the 3 exclusives from the past palettes, these are that top left pink on the back row, Alchemy, that middle row green, Hatter, that front row blue, Metamorphosis, of which that and Hatter are from the Urban Decay Alice in Wonderland eyeshadow palette. Okay, I know it hasn't got any taupes or creams, decent transition shades, whereas in comparison to this palette you get the Kat Von D La Vida Loca palette, and that actually has all these colours too, but you also get your browns and taupes in the Kat Von D one. But in this one, that matte white colour, Bump it's called, was more than suitable transition shade for me. Also as a highlight shade too, for that brow bone and inner corner, instantly bringing the whole look together and making your eyeshadow look pop that bit more. I mean, look at that matte white, and it really is pigmented too. But white can be a difficult colour to formulate, therefore it can be difficult to work with, but not this matte white. It's beautiful, lovely. And I hate it when a palette brings out a palette, like you get an expensive palette and there's no shade names, but this palette has got really cool shade names for each shadow. I'll just quickly read the shade names out from left to right, going from top to bottom. The pinks, you've got Alchemy, Gossip and Paranoia. Oranges, you've got Warning, Seas and Jones. Yellows, you've got Midnight Blaze, Calavera and Goldmine. Greens, you've got 100, Hatter and Mean. The blues, you've got Minx, Blindsided and Metamorphosis. The purples, you've got Delirious, Sketch and Faded. And lastly, the wildcard row, you've got Platonic, Iced and Bump, which is that gorgeous matte white shade. So they've got some really awesome shade names in this palette. Really memorable, iconic names there. Visually, this palette really stands out and speaks to me in so many ways, and if I'm honest, I've always played it safe when it comes to eyeshadows, and I've stuck to neutral eye looks. I've got blonde hair, blue eyes, and it's only recently that I started experimenting with more colour and started wearing pinks and mauves, so this palette is going to open my mind up to colour and to experimenting more, and I can't wait to dive in more and see what looks I can come up with. Onto the site of the palette. The palette comes in a cardboard box just as the outer sleeve, which on the back of it shows all the shadows and shows the shadows cut up so you can properly see that colour and shade. It has the name written on each in small white writing, which I like, and a picture of the brush you get, but more onto that brush soon. You open the end, slide the palette out when wow, it hits you. The absolute beauty of this product. I mean, the packaging alone is to die for. It's like a tough reinforced acrylic type material with a magnet over the opening, meaning you can open it with one hand. I like that. It's got weights in it so you can open it and have full access to all the shadows while using the mirror. But while on the subject of that mirror, wowzers, it's amazing. It's so huge and perfect to use while creating that look. It's the biggest mirror in any of the Urban Decay eyeshadow palettes. In fact, it's actually the biggest mirror I've seen in any palette anyway. The front of it has laser cut out ridges in a matte material, so it's not going to slip through your fingers when you pick it up. It's not going to get caked in fingerprints and grime, which I absolutely hate. And then we go on to that very pretty rainbow jewel encrusted diamonds on the bottom right hand corner of the palette in the letters U and D, obviously for Urban Decay. Oh my god, it's absolutely lush. They've really pushed the boat out making this palette and way exceeded my expectations. I do like nice packaging, I do, so this ticks all the boxes for me. To recap, packaging, both inner and outer, 10 out of 10. Beautiful, flawless, cool, trendy, glamorous packaging. But does the product inside match and live up to the hype? Let's find out. The palette itself feels heavy, strong and sturdy. It feels very well built and not cheap, weak material, so that's a huge plus for me. The shadows are not all shimmers. They look shimmery. Even when you just look at the back of the box, the pictures of the shadows, they do look shimmery, but they aren't. The ones that are though, they don't leave any fallout whatsoever. Like Urban Decay eyeshadows, they're known for leaving a ton of fallout glitter all down your cheeks, and that puts some people off because it's too much for a daytime look. But with this, you don't get that. There's mattes, shimmers, there's different finishes, super smooth mattes to shimmerless shades. It's got something for everyone really. Opening the palette, you'll see the double-ended brush that you get with this. Now I actually normally always throw these free applicator brushes away, but I didn't this time, I kept it. Urban Decay's really stepped up their game. The look and feel of this brush is awesome. The quality of it, I mean, I cannot fault. I've used it a few times now and I actually love the brush now I've had a chance to use it a bit. And to emphasise just how much I love this brush, I'd actually buy it. I'd go out and pay my hard-earned cash for this brush. 10 out of 10 again. It's got the tapered crease brush at one end, which is perfect for laying down your shadow, defining your crease and blending out eyeshadow. And it's got the shadow brush at the other end, smaller, where you can pack colour onto the lid or do more detailed work. Can this palette live up to the hype? I guess we're about to find out. Another sense to evoke is touch, and every single thing about this palette feels nice, you know. From the packaging to the shadows themselves, everything feels very good quality. The way you swatch them all with your fingertips, they feel like creamy, soft, buttery, smooth. Even if you just swatch them with your fingertips, you can feel that. I wanted to do something different though. I was sceptical about buying this. When I first seen this palette for the first time, I instantly loved the palette when I seen it. But then after reviewing it online and reading about it, I read some not too good reviews, and it put me off. I let it affect and influence my decision to go straight out and buy it, and I shouldn't have done that, no. I read reviews that there wasn't much colour payoff and that they were quite hard to work with, but I did not find that at all, other than the shade from the top back row, the yellow row, Midnight Blaze, third from the left. This was the one and only shade that I struggled with, but look at the picture there, nothing wrong with that shade at all, nothing wrong with that swatch at all. Okay, yes, it was hard to work with, yes, it took longer to build, but you can't expect them all to be perfect and buttery and creamy like that top right hand gorgeous black shade. Platonic, oh my god, It's to die for. Absolutely love it. For both rows of swatches, without primer and with primer, I use the same brush, the Real Techniques brush, which is synthetic. And in between, I clean my brush to ensure that I could use the same brush on all the swatches. Oh, sorry, I couldn't do live swatches. I did actually try and do live ones. I couldn't hold the camera, do the swatches as I'm right-handed. So I just got them done, took pictures and close-ups to hopefully show you the quality of these shadows. All of the pictures were taken with the camera flash on as well, to get a true picture of them and any shimmer or glitter inside them. So I apologise if they look a bit bright or glimmery, it's just from the camera flash. I did the top row onto bare skin with nothing down, no skin prep. And I did the lower bottom line with primer down. Right, as you can probably see on the bottom row, people are probably thinking, what are you looking at, Ditsy Princess? Because I don't see it or any difference. But you can only just see it. Look at Alchemy on that left, that deep pink shade. It just pops more, as does the orange shade Warning. The primer makes it look more deeper and vibrant. So to summarise my opinions, with the primer or without, and I'd actually suggest, wait for it, without. Far easier to work without the primer, and do you know what? They actually lasted longer without the primer. Go figure. But I did use a setting spray over both sets of swatches at the end, so I don't know if that has anything to do with how long they lasted, etc. As both rows were still going strong 16 hours later, but it might be the setting spray what did this, who knows. The other two rows in the palette, the other 14 shades, I've still got to do. It was just so time consuming, swatching them all, getting the primer down and the next swatches, all the while cleaning my brush in between them so that I could use the same brush on them all. It was time consuming. I didn't use a brush that came with the palette for these actual swatches. I used my Real Techniques brush, as I said, but I will get those next two rows done as soon as possible. The 7 shades we've done today are as follows, from left to right. Alchemy, which is a deep fuchsia satin. Warning, which is a deep metallic copper. Midnight Blaze, which is a black matte with yellow golden pearl. 100, which is a deep metallic forest green. Minx, which is a deep navy matte with floating tonal pearl. Delirious, which is a deep plum matte with subtle floating pearl. And Platonic, which is a black matte with iridescent glitter. It's not very noticeable in person, although it shows here a lot because of the camera flash. Please bear that in mind, as it's the same, the camera flash is accentuating these swatches, making them look more shimmery and glittery. I didn't think I'd be as keen on this matte black, but it's absolutely stunning. I'm in love with it. It's gorgeous and goes on so buttery and smooth. It's very easy to work with and blend out. The easiest to work with was that black, Platonic it's called, and that deep copper Warning. Those two went on like a dream and blended out like an absolute dream too. Beautiful. I really enjoyed doing these though, and working from inside this palette. It didn't disappoint. My favourites from this top row, but I'll start with my least favourite first, which is the shade I said was a bit difficult to work with, and that was that shade Midnight Blaze, which is the top row, 3 from the left in the row of yellows. But my favourite colours of mine were Alchemy, but my most favourite two are the deep orange coppery colour, Warning, and that black Platonic. Oh my god, I love both these shades so much. They're both so creamy and buttery, so easy to work with and blendable. Again, 10 out of 10 for this palette. Super excited to get on the next row soon. I'll do those soon and I'll get them posted as quick as I can. I actually thought it was a good idea to sit and record this when my little pussycat sat next to me eating a breakfast. She's like, such a noisy little eater she is. So I apologise if you're listening to me. You can hear a cat licking her tongue and eating her food and smacking her lips together. So noisy, but I love her. Such a cat person, and I adore all my cats. Right guys, I need to go because my dad's got a dental abscess and needs my assistance. I hate any pain, and especially fighting to the dentist me. Rather him than me, petrified me. I'm so scared of needles, and I used to run home from school and they'd tell us it was injection day, immunisation day, whatever they call it. What a total fanny I am, I know. Oh, I love that deep plum shade, looking at it. Forgot to say, all of these eyeshadows have got the Urban Decay's pigment infusion system. It's like velvety, rich, creamy, buttery, texture-rich colour. This palette for me, it'll ding-dang do for me, yep. Definitely hit, love it. And I can't wait to play around with it some more now. Thanks for stopping by. What was your favourite colour swatch that I did? because I'm curious to see what people like the best. Please tell me in the comment section below. Thanks guys, whatever you're doing, I hope you have a tip-top day and be good. If you can't be good, be bad, but in a good way. Haha, bye!